Hi everyone, my name is Abdullah and today I'll be presenting BEDs. Does anyone have heard does anyone know what BEDs and have heard of it before? Okay. What are BEDs? BEDs are performance enhanced drugs in sport. It's basically drugs athletes take them to perform better and go more of their limit. In a recent year, sportsmen and women have found themselves in trouble after undertaking unpushed performance-enhanced drug tests, and the issue here has been risen to unequal levels as the athletes even use other people to take the test on their behalf because of the deep love, respect, and money. The income money is winning in sports events. Understandable, PEDs are material that push an athlete or any sports person behind their limit in the games and other physical activities. My project focus on something and why I'm focused on those. My project focusing on the growing dependence on the drugs enhanced to have better performance in the games. Also, sports such as cycling and basketball have been adversely affected. Those two sports have been really affected so bad because of those drugs. And I have chosen this topic because of my love for sport. I really love sport and I have been playing soccer since I was 7 years old. So I really care to play sports fairly. In addition to that, the subject arose because of the need to highlight the root in sporting activities. And last thing, I wish to learn many things from this topic. Firstly, I want to understand the physiological perspective of the matter, and what I learned is taking PEDs and other drugs to push your performance and your limit will never make you a winner. It will make you worse, I guess, in a health way, and it also will make you physically and mentally exhausted in the long term. People understanding of a performance enhanced drugs present in sport. Little information about the topic had led to many news about what people think and know and don't know. What players believe that doping will increase their chance of winning, and I don't really agree with that. I think this is wrong. Not a player who follow different games want players who are free of drugs in a sport. For example, our family and parents, they want us to be successful in sport, but they also don't want us to take any kind of a drugs. What people don't know is that the pressure push people to use those kind of drugs for fame and money. They want to be more famous and have more money. Research study. Several research study on the topic and their input in the project have shown. Some research have some research identify the increased usage of drugs in sport events, and they also have shown that many athletes do not prefer to use performance enhanced drugs because of the harmful news that exist about this topic and those drugs. Also, some research identify the increased usage of drugs sport event. Some research focus on the different doping behave in the society, and the research acknowledged that the extent to which doping has become worrying fact in the society. as some students highlighted the possibility of cheating to reach their goal. Other research material in the topic touched on understanding doping behavior among PEDs users. Also, some research identified different sporting events affected by those drugs. The research focused on different sports as cycling and basketball. Additionally, the study exists to identify the physiological factors that push young people into taking PEDs, and the result highlighted that many college students are influenced by social physiological elements and making decisions toward to use PEDs. That's what most research have shown. The information given out by the research paper. Most research study have in the topic present consequences in the result after taking those drugs. As we said before, the harmful nerves like it could be not sleeping well, staying up a long time, like not having a good skin, could be like the worst thing, you can't have kids. That's one of the consequences. Also, most players want to use drugs to push up their limit. For example, they get faster, stronger, or bigger, have more muscles, and getting more lean, like lose a lot of fat or something like that. However, the fear of losing their career forced them to play those sports fairly. For example, if you are a college student, you might be kicked out from school. If you're a professional player, you might be suspended for a couple of years, and they don't really want that. Creative components used in the project. This video presentation will be vital in the data collection stage. Simple groups will include players in the local league. The local league will accomplish the aspect that will try to understand why sports people use drugs in the competitive games. So a couple of interviews will arise from different sporting personality in a local leagues. Also, interviews in sports such as bodybuilding will take a center stage in the video presentation. Video presentation will highlight the full account from the paying stage of the drugs by the players to the playing stage. To sum up this presentation, firstly, sports such as cycling and basketball leagues have been adversely affected. As we said, they are the most two sports affected so badly because of those drugs. Doping has led to an increase in doping agency in most countries. Doping has also led to kicked out of some countries in the games, such as Russia. Also, people depend on BEDs or other drugs for fame and money, getting more famous and having more money. Education will play a big role in reducing taking those drugs in sport. And that's all my presentation. I hope you have enjoyed listening to my presentation. And if you have any question, ask me in the discussion board. And thank you for listening. and here are my references. Thank you for listening again.